Morning, Big Red. Hope you're ready to do some discing today. This tractor uses a little bit of oil, not like it did when it was first rebuilt. They're told it's supposed to, but it's the point now where it doesn't burn too much. Still like to check it, make sure you don't run a tractor without oil in it. Today is Monday. I'm not sure of the date. I guess I better tell you guys, 'cause it's hard to tell when I'll get this video uploaded. It's June 6th, and it's 5:41 to be exact. Down here in this field along the river, we have 3 fields along the river, and then it's along the train tracks here as well. Then there's another field up above the train track. There's a piece that I disced up. Pap's got to plant that this morning, and then he's got to move down here. I have this one smaller field disc. There's another one over that way. It's even smaller yet. He'll be planting these. While I'm discing the big 30-acre piece that's right on the other side of these trees. We're getting started on early morning and probably gonna be finishing late night. So hopefully everything works all right and we'll get her done. When I get the third field over here, the smallest piece, we got to cross this little ditch thing here, and we got to fold the disc up to do so. Okay, we got it raised up now. We just have to fold them. If you keep holding the remote in the packer, will fold up, and the disc will fold up on the same remote. Made her cross. Let's fold things out again and get discing. Right there's the river. So it flooded like a month or 2 ago, and of course everything washes up, and the rivers usually, it comes up pretty much covers this field. So you can see all the branches and stuff laying around that I'm having to pick up here. You have to call Dad and tell him that he's got to bring the skid loader down sometime, because there's a tree right here, and then there's a tree up there. Just missed it. There was a whole bunch of John Deere 7Rs. They must have been going, I don't know where they take them on the train here, but I just had to grab the camera. They were gone by the time I grabbed it. I was hoping to show you guys them, but it's not very often that you see tractors going on trains. It used to be all the time you'd see tractors. New Holland, Case, John Deere, all 3, but now you usually just see some John Deere now and then. Got some deer out here. Not too many days you don't go to the field and not see deer around here, that's for sure. I'm here working in this field now. Seems to be working up pretty nice. I'm thinking that we're only got to go over once. I mean, there's some uneven places, like in the middle of the disc. Any disc is not going to get it perfectly flat unless you have like a vertical tillage tool that you like a high speed kind of disc you can fly out through the field and it'll spread it apart. nice miss. Looked back earlier and saw a bunch of corn stalks piled up in front of the disc, and there was this big rock wedged between the disc. So the disc weren't turning, they were just scraping across the ground, picking up all that corn fodder. So that's what I was going in under the disc there, hammering around, trying to pound that dang rock out, and I finally got it. So I'm not gonna disc this end off because it's so rocky, because any time that we even get a little bit of flooding, it'll come up here. The river's been up like from, I think, like 16 rows from the railroad tracks up there, which that's a good ways up there. I think I might have mentioned that last year, but just from the river washing the road, the soil away, and it's so rocky, and you're just gonna bust the disc up if you go over it. So what we'll do is just get through on no-till with the planter and just take our time. That's what we did last year. We no-tilled this whole field last year. We no-tilled pretty much everything except two fields in the effort farm, and it was decent, but it's just a good bit of compaction. I'm hauling this manure on here. That drone video that I got of hauling manure is actually in this field, same exact field. I was like right up there. Just going through working it up, it's gonna hopefully grow better corn. That's what we're aiming for. Now, as long as we don't get too much rain and the water floods and gets up here in the corn, that happened last year. Right where these weeds are at, the water come up in there to the corn, and the corn was no good. It got all moldy. So we ended up not harvesting that. And then it flooded again like 2 months ago, and it washed the corn down pretty good. Dad's down there with the skid loader pushing them trees off and picking some big rocks. Earlier this morning while I was planting, Hap was planting, and he has those two fields over that way planted, and he has the big field, a good chunk of it done, and I just took over here to go away. So I planted a pass right here, and then this over here's his, so we'll be able to see whose rows are straighter by you guys can remember. Right here's his, right here's mine. We have a white 6100 6-row planter, and then we run the 5140 Maxim on it. So that row marker there, you run it in your last row and you'll be exactly 30 inches off. Unless you're off there, you should be exactly 30 inches on if you're in that row there. Markers on both sides of the tractor. So this planter does have dry fertilizer, but we're not running that this year because the fertilizer prices, and we have plenty of manure that got spread across the ground that we're planting on right now. That field up there, I just finished disking that. We'll have to go over it again, but they're coming to haul liquid manure. I want to put liquid manure on it before we plant it. The fertilizer usually drops out in front of the row cleaners. These clean all the trash out of your row. Then you got the no-till colders in there. That'll just help break your ground up for your no-tilling. And then here's your seed disc, your gauge wheels or press wheels, whatever you want to call them. Your seed comes out right there, and your closing wheels cover the seed back up. pretty good tire poker, I think. So you can see these things here flashing. That's like we've always called them magic eyes, but it's like a sensor in the back of the planter there. It'll sense the corn coming down through each row. So like every time you see one of them blink, that's a kernel of corn passing through. And if the road jumps up, if it rides up on a rock or something like that, and it's not planting, it'll beep at me and tell me that that road failed, which whenever it's out of corn, it will do the same thing too, because there won't be any corn passing through. But right there when it beeped, I just hit a rut or something back there. It wasn't planting, but right away it fixed itself and it's planting again. About 4.5 mile an hour is what I'm running. You could probably plant faster, but I can see the rotor units jump up a good bit if I do go faster. So that means it's not going to be putting it in the ground like it should be. How cool is that? So I sucked my GoPro on a rock here and was able to straddle it, the corn planter. Not sure how I did it, but I got her done. We should have enough seed to finish this field. We are planting Pioneer, as you can see. We also planted some Chemgro and have some more Chemgro to plant, but we mostly plant Pioneer. This will be for shelling for high moisture corn. We'll put it in the bag, and then 700 pounds of that goes into our ration for the dairy cows in each mixing. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash those like and subscribe buttons down below. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.